Welcome to Trending Talk Fridays. What's buzzing this week? Okay, I'm going to be discussing all the hot topics that everyone is talking about, from celebrity news to global news. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos, and stay tuned each and every Friday to see what's buzzing. Okay, first up we have Lil Durk. Now, he is known for his hits and influential presence in the hip-hop community. He is facing trouble with allegations involving a murder for hire plot. Now, let's be clear, these are still just allegations, but it's said to have a member of OTF snitching on him, basically. The news has already created a wave of buzz across the internet. So what's going on exactly? According to reports, Durk is being tied to a plot allegedly orchestrating to target the individual that killed King Von, where the killer's cousin was violated, if you know what I mean. Now, if this is true, this could mean some serious legal consequences. Given Lil Durk's previous encounters with the law, these accusations are already starting to shape public perception. Now, it's worth mentioning that he has been trying to distance himself from his past, focusing more on his music and personal growth in recent years. But now these claims bring everything into question again. What could this mean for his career? In an industry where image is crucial, serious accusations like this can have a lasting impact. Not only could it affect his music, but also his endorsements, collaborations, and more importantly, his personal life. And if you guys know, he has like 9 or 10 kids. I don't even really know the exact amount. I might be exaggerating, might be 6 or 7. I know he has about 4 with India and several others, so I don't know exactly. So what's next for Lil Durk? Only time will tell. For now, we'll keep a close watch on any developments in this case, but it's important to remember that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, except Diddy. What are your thoughts on this situation? Comment down below. Make sure to subscribe for more updates. For those of you who don't know, Lyle and Eric Menendez were convicted in 1996 for the murders of their parents in a case that shocked the nation. They've been serving life sentences ever since, but Kim Kardashian, who has taken a strong interest in criminal justice reform in recent years, is now reportedly advocating for their release. This isn't Kim's first time stepping into the legal world, but Kim's involvement could add new momentum to the Menendez brothers' efforts to get parole. What's next? The brothers have been denied parole in the past, but with Kim shining a spotlight on their case, they could have a new chance at freedom. It's a complex issue, and it's bound to spark debates about justice, punishment, and the role of high-profile figures in legal cases. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it down below. Be sure to voice your opinion and subscribe for more updates on this developing story. So here's the deal. Steve Harvey recently spoke out saying he does not appreciate how certain comedians are being discussed on podcasts. He wasn't very specific. He didn't say that these comedians were lying or being dishonest. What seems to bother him is that they're sharing information about the industry and each other in such a public space. Now, he feels that some of these conversations should stay behind closed doors, and saying that it doesn't mean that they're telling the truth just because they're loud. Now, here's where my opinion comes in. I completely get where Steve is coming from, but it kind of seems like he likes hearing his praise. Look, it's no secret that comedians often have complicated relationships with each other, but when things come out on podcasts, it's usually raw, unfiltered, and honest. In my opinion, Steve didn't really push back on whether the information is true. He just doesn't like that it's being shared. At the end of the day, if the criticism is honest and constructive, isn't it part of just the business? Not everything can be praised. Sometimes tough conversations help the industry grow, and if you don't like being in a negative light, don't have negative behavior. Treat people fairly, treat people kind. But Steve seems to prefer that any negative discussion stay private. And in a way, I understand his point, but the reality is, in today's world, public platforms are where these stories and opinions get aired out. That's just how it works. What do you guys think? Okay, y'all, is GloRilla pranking us all? And first and foremost, I want to say I absolutely love her album. It's on repeat. I love at least 6 songs on there. I can't tell you the titles, but listen for yourself. Now, if you've been following, you know that there are rumors flying about GloRilla being pregnant, but let's keep it real. She is known for being silly and trolling. She just popped out with this baby bump, and she's saying it's not for Halloween. I don't know if it's for a video, a movie, I don't know. She playing some kind of scene. I don't think she's pregnant. I think if she were, she would, give a big grandeur announcement and stuff like that. We've seen plenty of celebrities tease their fans before, and honestly, GloRilla wouldn't be the first, but there's no official word, and until she actually says it out of her mouth and confirms it, I'm just gonna think it's part of a little prank that she's doing on us all. What do you guys think? Comment below. Now, this story here is heartbreaking and deeply disturbing. It is alleged that a grandfather blanked his granddaughter over an argument about cleaning up. This tragic incident reportedly started with the conflict about the granddaughter not cleaning up, but it quickly escalated into unimaginable violence. Now, this is truly devastating to think that something so small could lead to such a senseless loss of life, and authorities are still investigating, but I'm sure it was much bigger than just not cleaning up. The young lady probably was very disrespectful, and it's important to highlight that these moments are not so rare anymore. It's a lot of parents leaving their children for the grandparents to raise. They're older. They're trying to live their life. These children don't have respect. They're angry that the parents left them. All of those factors play into that. Now, this is a devastating story for everyone involved, and our thoughts are with the family during this incredibly painful time. The mother or the father, I'm not sure if it was the maternal or paternal grandfather, but they lost their child as well as a parent. Let's remember to approach situations with patience, love, and especially with those that are closest to us, our families. Let's keep it respectful in the comments, but share your thoughts. Now, I can't stand this man, but he's in the news. Let's talk about Charles Barkley and Shaq's recent comments on LeBron James' son, Bronny. Here's the tea. Both Barkley and Shaq have weighed in, and they're saying Bronny isn't quite ready to play at the NBA level just yet. Barkley, never want to hold back, was pretty blunt about it, while Shaq echoed a similar sentiment. Both legends think Bronny needs more time to develop, making that leap to pro ball. Bronny has been hyped for years as the next big thing, and of course, being LeBron's son comes with huge expectations. This is tough love, I guess, from Shaq and Barkley, or are they being too harsh? Here's my take. Bronny's still young and has plenty of time to grow. It's not unusual for players to need more development before they're truly NBA ready, but how many times have we done things before we were actually ready? Why do you need to wait until you're ready? I think it's perfectly okay if Bronny isn't the starting lineup in every game. There may be even some jealousy involved. I think it's okay for young people to do things even before they are ready. You don't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be the star player. I think that experience that he's going to have is going to be great for his career. So go, Bronny. Now, I love me some Rashida, but she mentioned that her marriage to Kirk Frost is on the same level as Michelle and Barack's and Beyoncé and Jay-Z's. Now, we all know these couples have been through their share of challenges, and I do not know for a fact that Jay-Z cheated on Beyoncé or Barack cheated on Michelle. So let me put that in the air. Rashida has been very open about her marriage struggles, especially after Kirk's public cheating scandals. She's proud of how they worked through it, which is great. But when you put her relationship next to Michelle and Barack or Beyoncé and Jay-Z, it's important to remember that both Barack and Jay-Z are incredibly accomplished men in their own right. Now, Barack, of course, is a former president, and Jay-Z is a billionaire mogul and one of the most successful artists in the world. Their relationships have had their struggles too, but these men have achieved some of the highest levels of success, which adds another layer to those specific marriages. Now, here's my opinion. While I respect Rashida's commitment, I'm against struggle love. The idea that you have to endure pain or hardship for love to be valid or strong, I don't agree with. Relationships shouldn't be about surviving betrayal or constant obstacles. You should stand by your husband, but not when you factor in complete disrespect and cheating. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Marlon Wayans recently opened up about how years ago he tried to hypnotize his daughter in hopes that she wouldn't be gay or transgender. Yes, you heard that right. It sounds extreme, and looking back, Marlon has admitted he's deeply embarrassed by what he did and regrets not accepting her for who she is from the start. Now, at the time, Marlon said he was dealing with fear, confusion, and misconceptions about sexuality and identity. Feelings that many parents may experience when their children come out, but in his mind, he thought he could fix something that didn't need fixing. And that's where this story becomes so important. It highlights how some parents react with rejection or denial when faced with their children's sexuality, when what's really needed is love, support, and acceptance. Here's the truth. The parent's role isn't to change their child, but to love them unconditionally. When a child comes out, it's a deeply vulnerable moment, and how parents react can impact their emotional well-being for years. Rejection or trying to fix them can cause feelings of isolation, self-doubt, or even lead to more serious mental health struggles. To all the parents out there, it's crucial to accept your children for who they are, who they are. Their sexuality or gender identity isn't something to be fixed or cured. It's part of who they are. When you show unconditional love, you create a safe space for your kids to thrive, be themselves, and feel confident in their own skin. So let's take this as a reminder. Even if you don't fully understand your child's sexuality right away, what matters most is listening, learning, and supporting them. Because at the end of the day, the love between a parent and child should never come with conditions. In the wake of accusations, conspiracy theories, and public scrutiny surrounding Diddy, Quincy took to social media to send a heartfelt message to his dad. In his post, Quincy opened up about how so many have judged Diddy and his children based on accusations and false narratives. But for him, his father is seen in a very different light. He went on to say that despite everything, he misses and loves his father deeply. This brings up something important we should think about. When someone is accused of a serious crime, heinous crime, the family, the people who know them best, often see a side that the public doesn't. Whether it's because of years, shared experiences, or the deep bonds of family, many families of accused men and women continue to view them through the lens of love, loyalty, and personal memories. It's not uncommon for the world to see one version of a person while their loved ones hold on to a different, more personal perspective. Oftentimes, the children may have even seen their father be abusive and still hold them to a different standard, than we all do. Quincy's message reflects his complexity. Regardless of the public's opinion, he still sees his father through the eyes of a son who has known him his whole life. This doesn't mean families condone or excuse the behavior someone is accused of. It just means that their emotional connection is rooted in their own experiences, separate from the public narrative. What do you guys think? Is it natural for families to stand by their loved ones even when they face serious accusations? How do you guys feel? Comment down below. DJ Envy recently spoke out saying people are convicting Diddy too soon and that we should wait for all the evidence before making judgments. He also believes Diddy should be out on bond to be there for his 3 kids who are now without a mother figure. Now, here's my personal take. Based on what's been coming out, I believe Diddy is guilty. I think the stories we're hearing paint a picture of someone who's done some really evil things. While it's true that everyone deserves their day in court, I can't ignore the allegations and the pattern that seems to be emerging. To me, there's just too much smoke for there not to be fire. That said, this situation highlights something bigger. It's hard for people to separate the public figure they've admired from the real person being accused of such serious crimes. Celebrities like Diddy have built empires, and that creates a sort of shield that makes it difficult for fans to accept that they have done something truly harmful. I know some will disagree, and I respect that everyone has their own opinion, but for me, it's important to hold people accountable no matter how famous or influential they are. What do you think? Are you still waiting for the facts, or have you made up your mind like I have? Let's have a conversation down below. And don't forget to tune in every Friday for a trending topic.